Well, today we talk about things, all things walking. And this is a great time of the year to start a walking regimen so that you can start reaping the healthy benefits of walking. And we're going to focus on the key components that should be in a walking regimen. And so we will talk about some of the myths too of walking, which are certainly not true. And we will talk about evidence-based facts that we should know about walking. And so I'm going to start out and talk a little bit about what you definitely need to have when you decide to walk. Yes, we always tell folks, yeah, you can just get up and just walk and just go for it. But in order to really get that cardiovascular fitness, from that benefit and all of the benefits that we talk about, the physiological benefits, there's certain things that you have to have and do when you participate in a walking regimen. And so, yes, walking is the best form of aerobic exercise because it's not complicated. Most of us can walk and we can get up and start walking, and we can do it consistently, and we should do it consistently so that we can get wonderful health benefits. Now, according to Mayo Clinic, regular walking can help you maintain a healthy weight and lose body fat, prevent or manage various conditions, including heart disease, stroke, high blood pressure, cancer, and type 2 diabetes. Well, regular walking can improve your cardiovascular fitness. It can improve and strengthen your bones and muscles. Regular walking can improve muscle endurance, increase your energy levels, improve your mood, cognition, memory, and sleep. Even if you walk regular, people have stated, and there's evidence-based research that if you walk consistently and exercise, that your sleep will improve. Regular walking will improve your balance and coordination, strengthen your immune system, and reduce your stress and tension. And so the faster, the further, or more frequently you walk, the greater the benefits. And so, here's an example. You may start out as an average walker and just do the best you can, and then you work your way up to walking faster and walking a mile, 2 miles, 3 miles, even 4 miles, in shorter time. And than an average walker. And then you can do that, what we call power walking. And so that's a great way to start. You start off slowly, but you work your way through progression. And walking is a great way to improve and to get your aerobic activity, improve your heart health, and increase your endurance while burning calories. And this is what I want to add in. Listen, when we talk about calories, we always talking about, you know, losing weight and body fat and this and that. But having making sure that you burn calories and have that intensity and all of that is important anyway for your cardiovascular health anyway, whether you are regular size or overweight or anything. Just participating in some type of fat burning aerobic exercise is important for your health. Okay. Right. Now, it's important that we follow ACSM guidelines, exercise guidelines for aerobic exercise. There are specific guidelines if you're doing strength training, if you're doing aerobic, and all of those kind of things, stretching, flexibility. And so we are going to concentrate for aerobic exercise. Fit principle. Fit principle. That's how you remember. And what is it? Well, frequency. When it comes to aerobic exercise, in this case, we're looking at walking. Frequency. You want to do it on most days of the week, 3 to 5 days of the week. The I, intensity. You want it to be moderate, vigorous intensity, equal to at least 60 to 85% of your heart rate max. The time, that's a T, 20 minutes to 60 minutes. It can be continuously, where that means you're not stopping, or intermittent, where you're doing intervals, walk fast, walk slow, all of those kind of things. Um, Type aerobic or endurance activities. Walking, we're concentrating on that today, jogging, even swimming, cycling. All of these are examples of aerobic exercise. And you want to follow the ACSM FIT principle of exercise prescription, because guess what? It will give you the best and balanced results, right? And that's what you want. If you're doing these exercise, you want to gain the benefits. And so, with any type of cardio exercise training session, you should include, most especially as we get older. I know a lot of us want to just jump out there and just go hard. All right. But
That's
now
true.
that's not a good idea, because we ain't trying to get injuries or be out.
Injuries, that's the biggie.
Yeah, or be out or what have you. Okay. So every exercise, including walking, should have a warm up and endurance core phase. Endurance core phase is the meat of of your exercise, where you are at the highest intensity, or your full intensity, moderate intensity, what you're doing for your walking or your exercise, and then you're going to have a cool down. Okay, so warm up. What does warm up consist of? A minimum of 5 to 15 minutes. And I always say, folks, if we're older or you just starting to exercise, hey, a 20-minute warm up, hey, that's not bad. You know, that makes sure that you are not going to injure yourself. You want to do it low to moderate level, large muscle activity, easy walking pace. If you're walking 5 to 10 minutes, and warm up prepares your heart, your lungs, you know, and your muscles for what you're getting ready to do next, that core endurance, where you're going to increase your intensity and all of that. And so you are making sure that you warm up, because it gives you sufficient time to prepare your body for your increase in physical activity, and for safety, and for you to move on into your endurance conditioning phase. Now, the endurance phase, that's the middle part. Now you've started out with an easy pace for walking. Now you're starting to increase that speed and that pace. You got your arms pumping and all of that. You're at the higher level intensity phase of your workout. This will be a longer duration time. You stay in this duration and you increase your intensity. You can do moderate or vigorous, or do a combination of both, or continuous. You can do interval training. This is the part where you can be creative. The goal of endurance phase is to provide appropriate overload physiological stress to gain your cardiorespiratory adaptations over time. So what does that mean in layman terms? Well, this part is when you are building up so that your heart and your muscles will get used to this intensity level. And guess what? Over time, it will adapt and improve and strengthen. And then that's when, guess what? You're going to have to increase it to get the adaptations at the next level. But you have to have some type of stress, good stress, so that you can gain, in this case, you're walking, gain cardiovascular fitness. All right. Then now you're down to your cool down. Well, your cool down is at minimum 5 to 10 minutes. And like I said, the older we get, 20 minutes is cool too, right? And so you want to be low to moderate level. So if you were walking that fast pace, now you are slowing down that pace and that intensity, and it provides the cool down, the opportunity for your body to gradually return to that pre-exercise level, that resting level, or the baseline that we say, um, before you had, started your exercise regimen. And so you want to do stuff like slowing that pace, most especially if you're walking. You also can include 5 minutes of dynamic stretching where you're doing maybe some arm rolls or deep breathing and all of that in your body, stretching, moving at a slower pace. This allows your heart to slow down, your blood pressure to decrease, your muscles to recover from the endurance conditioning phase. And so exercise that's done at a higher intensity, if you decide to do what I like to do what is called a walk jog, where we walk for a few minutes, then we jog a little bit lightly, then we go back to walking. But if you do any type of these higher intensity, then your cool down definitely should be longer. And so, yes, I wanted to make sure I put that out there as your health fitness director and your exercise physiologist. I wanted to make sure I put these things out there for you to think about when you are designing your walking program. And so we're going to move on to our last part of the show where we're talking from an article that's in Everyday Health. And it says walking workouts, 9 myths and facts to know. And it says, should you be walking every single day? Is one long walk better than multiple shorter ones? And how fast should you be walking? And so we're going to look at some of these things as well, and really see what are the facts out there to know. And then I'm going to start out here, and then um, Dr. D. Banks will join me as we go through the 9 myths and facts. And so I'm going to start out. This is written, like I said, in Everyday Health. Walking workouts, 9 myths and facts to know. There are lots of reasons working workouts are so popular. Walking boosts all the health and fitness benefits of other low intensity, steady state cardio workouts. Plus, they're convenient and accessible. You don't need a fancy gym or a lot of equipment to walk. Walking workouts are customizable to your personal ability, and they're good for people of all fitness levels and ages. TikToker at what their handle is at act
Exactly like the
like
girl, like the other girls.
okay, exactly like the other girls, claims to have coined the term hot girl walk, which took the social media platform by storm. Her January 2021 video shows her weight loss transformation that she attributes to the Hot Girl Walk, which displays her playlists and other recommendations. The video was viewed 3 million times and sparked the trending hashtag Hot Girl Walk. And it had 1.1 billion views. That appears on videos like those from at what Meets Bruh. That's 18.2 million views. And X
Ex-Elise, yeah.
Natalie X Elise. Okay, yeah. Because
Mhm.
it's hard to read them when you have no spaces
I
between them.
know, right?
I know, but it's 1.7 million views. So all that is saying is folks are out there walking and forming their community and their views. Okay. Now the article says, but are the glories of walking overrated? Here we bust a few myths and back up the cold hard truth about walking as exercise. Okay.
The number
Okay, go
one
ahead.
myth, walking 10,000 steps a day is ideal. Many people use 10,000 steps as a benchmark for a daily goal, but this number actually originated as part of a marketing campaign rather than coming from scientific evidence, explains
Mm,
Amy Bantham, Dr. PH, CEO and founder
Public
of
health.
Move to Live More, a health and
Yeah,
fitness
she's doctor
consultant.
of
Huh?
yeah, she's doctor of public health.
Oh, public health. Okay. Bantham has
Yeah.
conducted research on physician exercise referrals and patient exercise behavior change. There isn't yet conclusive scientific evidence showing that this number is the ideal target for better health than a lower daily step count, Bantham says. One study did show that walking more steps each day was incrementally linked to more benefit when it came to reduction in cancer and heart disease incidence, as well as mortality up to 10,000 daily steps, at which point the benefit leveled off. Anthony Wall, personal trainer and director of international business development for the American Council on Exercise, says what is clearer from the research is that more steps are generally linked to more benefit. Duh. A meta-analysis attempted to determine the minimal and optimal daily step count to improve one's health, analyzing over 111,000 people across 12 studies. Just about 2,600 and 2,800 steps per day move the needle. Yay!
Mm-hmm.
Decreasing death from any cause by 8% and reducing cardiovascular disease risk by 11%, respectively, compared with 2,000 steps per day. Benefits peaked at 8,800 steps per day. The bottom line is that the jury is still out on an exact minimum number of daily steps that delivers the most benefit. And while step counts are good, tangible goals that work for many people, there are other good fitness markers like time and frequency, Wall says.
All right. Number two, which is a fact. Walking helps with blood sugar control. When you participate in physical activity, you encourage your muscle cells to soak up glucose from your bloodstream for energy, decreasing your blood sugar in the short term and helping maintain insulin sensitivity over the long term, according to the American Diabetes Association. These things help lower your risk of developing type 2 diabetes and the complications that come with it. And while any type of exercise is good for regulating blood glucose, walking is especially effective, especially when you do it right after eating. A systematic review and meta analysis concluded that walking for just 2 minutes after eating a meal effectively decreased blood sugar better than standing or simply sitting. This can help people with diabetes or prediabetes manage their blood glucose, as well as help others improve their metabolic health. Other research found that getting out as soon as possible after a meal is best rather than waiting to walk. That research also points out that since walking can minimize blood sugar spikes, it may also help lessen inflammation and protect your heart.